You go ahead, Kai.
Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our quarterly community meeting yet again. I am Kylan. I am the Brighton Police Department Public Information and Engagement Manager, and I am here this evening with Investigations Commander Chad Wooten. He will be sharing information about how we can all work together to prevent crime during the holiday season. Following the presentation, we will open it up to you all for questions. You can leave them in the comments here on Facebook or in Zoom in the chat function. And with that, we can go ahead and get started.
All right, thanks, Kai, and thanks for everyone for showing up and joining us tonight.
And we also have Chief Domenico here with us as well.
All right, so with the holiday season and winter coming along pretty quickly here, I wanted to talk a little bit tonight about how we can maybe protect ourselves a little bit during the holiday season with packages being shipped and cold weather and things of that sort. So just to get started, we'll kind of start with the porch pirate topic. This has been one that comes up quite a bit during the holiday season with all the package shipping and things of that sort. In 2022, nearly 8 in 10 Americans had reported having a package stolen from them. In total, in 2022, about 260 million packages, estimated at 19.5 billion, were stolen in the United States. The average package was worth about $50, and in 2022, the Denver metro area did rank #1 in the nation for package thefts. So what can we do to help ourselves during the holiday season? Some simple things that we can do that will maybe help in preventing some of these package thefts and some of these inconveniences and lost time is, first, you can plan on deliveries around your schedule when possible. So most shippers now, especially Amazon, will give you an option of days that you can have your packages delivered. And when possible, try and do that so you can be home when that package arrives. Same way, you can also leave delivery drivers instructions. Maybe you can have the delivery driver leave them an instruction to place the package in an inconspicuous area or hidden out of sight until you can get home. Another thing you can do is enlist help from trusted neighbors. If you know a package is going to be arriving when you won't be able to be home, see if maybe a neighbor can pick that up for you. That way it doesn't spend an extended amount of time sitting on a porch. You can require a signature for a delivery. So if the package is worth a certain amount, you can usually require a signature for delivery. Otherwise, the delivery driver won't leave it on that doorstep. Another thing you can do is follow package tracking. Most of the major carriers, UPS, FedEx, USPS, and even Amazon, will provide tracking information for you that's up to date. You can sign up for the online apps or what they signing in, and that way you can follow your packages and you can track them as they're being delivered. Another thing you can do is have your packages held at a pickup location. This goes for UPS or FedEx or USPS. You can even use the Amazon boxes that are located throughout the community to leave packages in a secure location for you to pick up at a later time. If you have the ability, you can have packages delivered to your workplace. If you're at work 40 hours a week and you're going to be there anyway and your employer is okay with it, have those packages delivered there. And the last one is have some visible security when possible. Some video surveillance as a deterrent or to be able to document when the package is delivered. Motion lights help, especially with the sun going down sooner now. Things like that really do help in preventing porch piracy. What do you do if a package is stolen? So the first thing we urge you to do is track that package and confirm whether or not it was actually delivered. Was that package stolen, or did they just have to reroute and deliver it at a different time? So the easiest thing to do is just get on that tracking page and find out where that package went. If it has been stolen and you've been able to confirm that, contact the retailer or the seller where you bought that package from or that item. And see if you can get a new one sent out, or if you can get a refund or a rebate or something of that sort. You can file a claim with the shipping company, UPS, FedEx, USPS. These are usually time sensitive, so the sooner you can get this done, the better. Especially if there was some type of insurance on the package based on the cost of it. You can check purchase protection features if your credit card was used. Often if you use a credit card, a major credit card, there is some type of purchase protection worked into that. So you can check into that and see if that will help. You can check your homeowners and renters coverage insurance, if there's any clause in there that will cover it. And you can file a police report with us. You can either call and have an officer dispatched, or I'll talk a little bit later about how you can get online and do an online report. That's a real easy way to get that done. Along with thefts, we do have vehicle trespasses that do tend to see an uptick during the holiday seasons. This has a lot to do with valuable items that are left in cars and things that people see that they want to get out of there. Some real easy ways to help avoid your vehicle being trespassed into is first, make sure you secure your vehicle. Roll up all your windows, lock all the doors, set your alarms. That goes a very long way in preventing some of these vehicle trespasses. Most of these vehicle trespasses are just crimes of opportunity where criminals will come along and just pull on door handles until they find an unlocked car, and then they'll get in that way. So just by locking your car doors really does go a long, long way. Second being, keep your interior tight. So thieves do love to window shop. So they'll go through and they'll look for cars and they'll look for things that may be valuable to them. They may not seem valuable to you, maybe a cup of change or a pair of sunglasses. But to criminals, just about anything can be valuable. So remove anything that is valuable, conceal anything else that's left behind, keep those cups of coins out of sight, keep those sunglasses in the glove compartment or in an area that they can't see easily. When you're parking in public, conceal those items in your trunk. So especially if you're out shopping and you're doing a lot of holiday shopping, thieves will be kind of cruising those parking lots and looking for the same things in cars, packages and things, shopping bags, things of that sort. So if possible ahead of time, put those items in the trunk where they are concealed and they can't be seen as easily. And then lastly, park smart. So park near security measures, things like cameras or motion lighting, whether you're in public or at home, and park in well-lit and busy areas if you're out and about. Avoid concealed locations behind things like bushes or next to large vehicles, things of that sort. You really want to make your car as visible as you can. And same thing as with the porch piracy, report vehicle trespasses as soon as you can. Often these are things that happen multiple times within a neighborhood. And if we're made aware of it sooner, we can get to the area and we have a better chance of catching these people. So as soon as you notice your vehicle has been trespassed, give us a call so we can dispatch some officers to check that area. And then there's the 9 p.m. routine. So what a 9 p.m. routine is simply establishing a nightly routine before you go to bed. You want to go ahead and check your mailboxes, take out all your mail, all your packages so they're empty. Check your vehicles, make sure that they're locked, make sure all the valuables have been removed. Close your garage door. You want to make sure all the windows and doors on your ground floor level are closed and locked. And then turn on all of your exterior lights. Porch lights, motion lights, things like that. Activate your alarms or your surveillance systems and really just build this into your nightly routine. That way, every night you check these things and they're done, and it lessens the chance of you becoming a victim. Again, most of these crimes are crimes of opportunity. So if you remove that opportunity, chances are that these people will move on down and not mess with your things. So moving into car theft and puffing. So in Colorado in 2022, We unfortunately ranked #1 in the nation for auto thefts. There were approximately 46,195 cars that were stolen in Colorado in 2022. And during these winter months, the majority of these stolen vehicles are puffers. These are vehicles that are running unattended with the keys inside the vehicle. Allowing a car to run unattended with the keys in the ignition is illegal in Colorado. And that the keys in the ignition are going to be the big thing. There is an exception for remote start vehicles, where the vehicle can be started and can run for a certain amount of time without the keys inside the vehicle. That is an exception to that puffer law. Biggest thing with the car theft and the puffing is just avoiding that idea that it won't happen to me. This happens quite often, and it really only takes seconds. So when you're warming up your car in the morning, if you've got to warm it up, do it while you're clearing the windows, or while you're clearing your sidewalks, or while you're clearing your driveway, or when you're outside with that vehicle. If you have to bundle up a little extra, sit in your car with a warm cup of coffee or hot chocolate while it warms up and the window's clear, do that. If you have to go back inside for something, take those keys with you. Again, the criminals are looking for these vehicles, and they're out there, and it does only take seconds. So you run back inside, get something, you come back out, and your car is gone. So really take those keys with you, or stay with the vehicle if it's going to be running. Now onto online scams. Now, this is such a large topic, and there are just so many scams out there and so many things that people are doing to fraudulently get money out of people, that it really is hard to narrow it down to a presentation like this where we can go over every single type of scam that's out there. So what I tried to do was give some highlights of what these scams will look like and what they may have inside them that you can look for. So first thing is, often scammers pretend to be from an organization that you will know. So they'll pretend to be from a law enforcement agency, or from the IRS, or from a local utility, or something of that nature. And it'll be something that will be familiar to you. Scammers will also say that there's a problem or a prize involved. And generally this problem will be a huge problem that you're going to have to take care of right now, that just came out of nowhere, that you had no idea about. Or conversely, it's going to be a prize. You're going to have to do something, or you're going to have to provide an amount of money to get something in return. I've also seen scams where applying for a job and you have to provide money for a background check. These aren't legitimate things, and they shouldn't be anything that anybody with any legitimate purpose will be asking you. A big part of scammers will be, they will pressure you to act immediately. This is going to be where they'll get you on the phone and you've got to pay a debt of some sort, we'll say to the utility company, or your lights will be shut off immediately, and they want to stay on the phone with you while you go to the store to get payment to be able to provide to them. I don't know any customer service that is good enough where they will stay on the phone with you while you travel to a store to get payment. This is another tactic that should really stand out, is that pressure to act right now on something. And scammers will tell you to pay in a very specific way. What they want you to do is be able to pay in manners that are hard to track and hard to get refunds on. If any legitimate entity or a legitimate business calls and asks for payment in the form of gift cards, that should be an immediate red flag. No legitimate business is going to accept gift cards as payment. If they're requesting for money wires or money transfers, things that come directly out of your bank account, that should be a red flag. Most legitimate businesses will accept check or credit card payments, or they'll set up some type of payment plan where you work directly through them. If you ever get a phone call or you get contact from something that you think is suspicious, don't feel bad about hanging up, doing your own research, get a phone number for that business and calling back yourself and getting a hold of somebody. Don't give into that pressure. and don't be in a hurry to rectify the problem. They're going to make the problem sound really, really bad. And any legitimate business is going to be okay with you taking a minute to call them back to make sure that you're doing business with a real person. So some ways to avoid scams. You can block unwanted calls and text messages. Unfortunately, this is a normal occurrence in everyday life now with cellular phones and emails. Don't be afraid to block those calls or text messages that you don't recognize. If it's legitimate, they'll call back. Don't give out your personal financial info in response to a request that you did not expect. Again, when they call, they're going to want that immediate response or you to make that immediate payment. Generally speaking, if it's that bad, you probably already know about it. And if you don't have any idea about it, that's another red flag. You should probably do a little research before you make a payment. Again, any legitimate business will be okay with you doing that. Again, resist that pressure to act immediately. Know, again, how those scammers want you to pay. No legitimate business is going to want gift cards from Target or Apple. If they want you to immediately drive to Walmart and do a MoneyGram wire transfer, again, they're willing to stay on the phone with you. That's a red flag. No customer service that I know of ever has a time to stay on the line with somebody while they're driving somewhere. So really, really watch out for those things. And then again, slow things down. If it seems suspicious, tell them you'll call them back on a legitimate line and stop and talk to someone you trust. Hey, I got this phone call. It seems weird to me. What do you think? And get somebody else involved. And that way it's always better to have more heads looking at a problem than one. So those are just some ways that you can avoid being scammed really easily. So what do you do if you were scammed? So first, if you paid with a credit or debit card or made a transfer directly from a bank account, contact your banking institution. Again, most of these things are going to be really, really time dependent, and the faster you do it, the better the outcome will be. So if you paid with any of those credit cards, debit cards, transfers, whatever it might be, contact that banking institution and tell them that you think you've been a victim of a scam and you think that this transaction was fraudulent. If you paid with a gift card, you're going to want to contact the issuer of that gift card. And usually that information is found on the back of that gift card. There'll be a phone number or a website that you can go to. Get in contact with that issuer. Same thing. Tell them you think you've been a victim of a scam and see if they can stop payment on that gift card. If you made a wire transfer, so maybe you went to a Walmart or King Soopers and you did a MoneyGram or a Western Union money transfer, something of that sort, you're going to want to contact the transfer company. Whether it was a MoneyGram or whatever it might have been, and see if they can stop that transfer before it is completed. Again, these are all pretty time dependent, so the sooner the better. If you sent cash through the mail, you can contact the shipper and ask them to intercept and hold, and this is especially true with the USPS or United States Postal Service. You can have them intercept that package or that envelope and hold it at a postal facility for you to pick up. If you paid with cryptocurrency payment, this sometimes happens. These are typically not refundable, but try anyway. Get a hold of whoever the cryptocurrency was, whether it was Bitcoin or any of the others, and just see if there's any way they can help you out. Again, when scammers are choosing to have these types of payments, they're doing it because they're quick and they're hard to track and they're hard to stop. So the faster you can do it and the faster you can get these entities involved, the better off you're going to be. And then once you get all that done, give us a call and file a police report. And that way, anything down the line, we can take a look at and see what we can do to help. You can also report scams to the Federal Trade Commission. That's at reportfraud.ftc.gov. And what they'll do is they'll track, and a lot of these types of scams are done out of state or out of country. And so that's just plugging in one more level of people that can take a look at these types of things. And lastly, I want to talk a little bit about our online reporting system. The Brighton Police Department recently implemented an online reporting system that allows the community to report crimes and submit these reports immediately, you're also able to get a free copy once you submit these. The caveat being that these systems may be that there's only certain things that can
Okay, looks like we lost Chad for a second, Commander Wooten, but hopefully we'll get him back here soon. He was just talking about our online reporting system. So I think it is really important to share that with the community as much as we can because it makes your lives easier, it makes our jobs easier. There are a certain number of things that you can report online, and through that you get an official copy of a police report emailed to you. The way that's different from things like SeeClickFix that we have through our city website is that's really just a way to let us know about issues, notify us about issues. But this online reporting system gets you an official police report if you need that for insurance purposes or anything like that. And let's go over what you can report on there. I know he had that on his slide, so I will pull it up. If you go to our website, it's brightonco.gov/police. And one of the first main buttons on there is file a report. So that's how you get to that page. There's a video that kind of can walk you through how to make those reports. And a few of the incidents that we have that you can report online include criminal tampering, identity theft. We see a lot of that in the holiday season with purchasing online, lost property, supplemental reporting. If you already have a report in action with the police department, you need to add something to it. Theft from vehicle, unauthorized credit card use, vandalism with criminal mischief, those kinds of things. So if you have any questions about that, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Send us a message on Facebook, on other social media. We're happy to answer those. But it really does help out you get your police report a lot quicker. So I know that we did have some questions, and Chief Domenico's on the line. Let's see, are we still live on Facebook? I think we are.
We are.
Yes. Okay, cool. Can our audience see Chief Domenico? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay, so I will have you answer these questions that we have. I know we don't have any in the comments on Facebook yet, but if anyone does have any questions that they come up with, please don't hesitate, put them in the comments, put them in the chat on Zoom, send us an email. But I know that we were getting some already ahead of time. So, Chief Domenico, can you talk a little bit about how to report accidents or crashes online if, say, you don't need a police response and you need that report for insurance purposes or something?
Sure, I'll do my best to fill in for Commander Wooten, but I was supposed to just be a spectator tonight, so hopefully I can answer the questions appropriately.
I'm sure you can.
So a couple different circumstances I think are worth addressing, especially as we're coming up on winter. Oftentimes during periods of inclement weather, the city will go on accident alert. What that means is for accidents involving minor property damage, where people have the proper information, no injuries, no intoxicated parties, those accidents can be reported online after the fact. There's resources on our website to get to those reporting links, but really that just gets people, the most dangerous part of some of these accidents on icy roadways is cars waiting out on the side of the road or in intersections for the police to get there when the police are already responding to a number of other crashes. Best thing to do is exchange information and report it after the fact and get those cars off the roadway and someplace safe so that they're not out, potentially being slid into by another car. We see a lot of secondary accidents in the wintertime, and it can really be dangerous. But just exchanging information like phone numbers, driver's license information, insurance information, getting that basic information will really provide you everything that you need to report it online.
Great, thank you. Yeah, and you can do that through the state. There is a link on that same page on our website if you want to file a report. There's a link to the state's website where you can do that with them. So thank you for that, Chief. The next question, which I think is a really good one. This person said, I signed up with Ring to participate with local law enforcement. Can the police department just access my camera and get the footage of the Porch Pirates or anything in the area?
Sure. I think first thing it's important to note that the police department, when you sign up with Ring for that stuff, does not have unfettered access to your video footage. You're still going to need to work with the responding officer to get them the footage. It's just really signing up, and as I understand it, and Kai can jump in here a little bit as well, but it's important for our staff to be aware of where cameras are so that we know to check with residents when we do have crimes in the area. Maybe a resident's vehicle doesn't get trespassed and broken into, but maybe a neighbor does, and the neighbor's Ring camera or surveillance camera may have captured some of that footage. So knowing where those cameras are a really significant part of the battle. It can be really time consuming and oftentimes difficult trying to knock on people's doors, tracking people down, just having access to where those cameras might be and targeting our follow-up on those places really helps save time and really helps provide some really usable leads on these cases. So I think anything we can do to help the police department out on that stuff, and then publicize, I think putting signs up and letting people know that your cameras on your property are a really good deterrent to crime as well.
Yeah, that's great information. I know that there are some softwares that partner with Ring and law enforcement, that where if you give permission, they can have access. Our agency doesn't have that quite yet. Right now, what we really utilize is a form just so that we know if you have cameras where they're located, like Chief was talking about. So that's available on our website as well. If you fill out that form, and it's basically just data that our investigations unit keeps in order to go and say, okay, we had something occur in this neighborhood. Let's look at this address and the homes in the area and see if we can contact these community members that we know for a fact have cameras. And I actually just got a Ring doorbell myself. It took me way too long, but I know there's the community part of Ring doorbell that's actually similar to Nextdoor, and people post their videos all the time of suspicious things that they're seeing. So if you're doing that, that's great to keep your neighbors informed. Make sure you reach out to the police department as well, because we see that all too often where people will put things on the community on Ring doorbell, share their videos, say, does anybody know this guy? And then the police department doesn't know about it. So reach out to us just so we're aware, and that always helps too. And it looks like we're getting Chad back. So let's see if our friends on Facebook can see Chad as well.
My apologies, some technical difficulties occurring.
That's okay. That's okay. Let me make sure that we can see you here. And we were just talking about Ring doorbell. So Chief talked a lot about that and how the community, as law enforcement, we can't just access their Ring cameras, but we just like to know where they are. Another question we get a lot, and I know Chad, you kind of covered this, is about puffing and asking if remote start counts as puffing, even when your keys are not in the car. And can you reiterate? I know you said it doesn't count. Your keys have to be in the ignition. Is that right?
Sure. So yeah, in that puffing law, there is a specific exemption for remote start vehicles where the vehicle can be started and run without the keys actually being in the vehicle. So yeah, that would not count.
But make sure you still lock your doors, right?
Yes. Still not a great idea, but there is an exemption in the law for that.
Yeah, thieves are getting very advanced these days. So just make sure you lock your doors even if you're doing that. And let's see, I don't think we have any other questions right now. We'll wait and see if anything else comes through. Chief or Commander Witten, is there anything else you kind of want to touch on that we see a lot this time of year in the holiday season?
I think just the one thing I'd like to jump in, Commander Wooten did a really great job of providing some really good info to the community about really just some common sense, low effort things that really help to prevent victimization. Anything we can do on the front end to deter crime really helps us out. It helps the police department, everyone involved. Our goal, and one of the things we talk about a lot, is preventing crime. A measure of success for us is working with the community to find ways to prevent crime rather than investigating them after the fact. Because I will tell you that, a car getting broken into in the middle of the night without any witness information or surveillance footage or physical evidence, our odds of solving those cases are really low. And we see a great many of those are really very preventable. Car doors being unlocked, and Commander Wooten talked about that 9 p.m. routine, and it's something that I've really worked hard to develop at my own home, because I've come out in the morning, like I'm sure many of our residents, and open my car door to find that I forgot to lock it. And having that routine where you're going through and double checking everything They're really good tips and they can go a long way towards preventing that crime. And I just really like to thank Commander Wooten for providing that information. I hope residents take advantage of it. So I guess that's all I say. And then one last plug for the online reporting. That's a great tool to make reporting more convenient for residents. Obviously, if there's suspect information, if it's a crime against a person, things like that, we want to send an officer out and talk to people. But for many of the things that Kai listed that we can report on there, it can be a real time saver for the community, and we want to be efficient. Nobody wants to have to wait around for the police to come if we can prevent that. But we do, it's important it gets reported to us because we do track that stuff, and it helps inform our deployment of resources and other things as well.
Chad, do you have anything else that you would like to add?
Just echoing what the chief said, really, like I said, these are crimes of opportunity, and an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Just a little bit of extra on that front end really does prevent a lot of victimhood and a lot of heartache and a lot of hard work to fix things in the end. So that 9 p.m. routine, great thing to do. Really just a great reminder at the end of a day to just make sure things are set and locked and all good to go for the night. So yeah, I think just really easy things to do to help yourselves out and help out the community.
We are getting one more question. We have someone wondering, if you go on vacation for an extended period of time, can you let the police department know? Is there anything you should do at your home that can maybe deter crime? Anything for people who are maybe here seasonally or something like that?
Sure, yeah. There's actually a few things you can do. So leave lights on inside the house, maybe get with those trusted neighbors. If you've got people that can check on the house or check on the yard and really just provide a presence, in and around the house, that goes a long way. Family members coming over maybe to check on the house. You can contact the police department and let us know that you're going on vacation and set up a vacation watch. Those generally run for about a week, and that's run through patrol where we can do some extra patrols around your house while you're gone. But really just, again, small things that we can do just to deter a little bit of this crime and prevent things from happening in the first place.
Great, thank you.
Can I add to that just a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
We're always happy to do some extra patrol when it comes up. But really working with, a police officer driving by acts as a deterrent sometimes. But it's difficult for the officers to know, especially if there's no outward signs of break-in, just by driving by whether something happens. So identifying those trusted neighbors, friends that can come by and really know what to look for, know what your property looks like normally, is a really big help as well. Because those extra patrols are a deterrent. But it's not it doesn't necessarily prevent any crime from occurring when you're out of town.
Definitely, yeah. And there's a lot of things you can do around your home as a homeowner that can kind of help deter crime. So we're hoping to share that kind of more information on that topic coming here soon. But really reach out to us with any questions. We're always available. If you're confused about something, you want more information, you're not sure how to report online, you know where to find us. Our website, brightonco.gov/police. You can message us on any of our social media platforms. Give us a phone call. We have like 700 phone numbers. But the 655-2300 one is how to reach our main records division, and they pretty much know everything. So I think that's it for questions for now. Oh, we do have one more. Anas wants to know, Commander, if this is your first time being live on Facebook.
It is. I'm not a huge fan of being live on anything, and Facebook is probably not my first choice, but thanks.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Alrighty. I don't think we have any more. So again, you can still ask questions in the comments. We're always on social media, and we'll do our best to respond back to you, or email us, reach out to us with any questions or comments. But for now, we just want to thank you all for joining us. We hope you all have a great, safe holiday season, and call us if you need us, and put our non-emergency number in your phone, save it. That's on our website as well. And you guys all, thank you so much. Have a great night.